Did you know that with Tailwind, you can do more than just schedule your Pinterest pins? You can actually make pins with that tool as well. So this means you're already paying for a design software right inside of your scheduling tool, and they have their AI tool wrapped into it as well. So you can do everything from the creation of the pin to the creation of the copy, as well as the alt text and the scheduling of the Pinterest pins. So you can do everything from start to finish. And that's actually kind of exciting, especially for beginners who don't want to pay for another software, maybe just want to have a scheduling tool that's third party and just want to have everything all in one. So I'm going to take you inside of Tailwind Create today. I'm going to show you Tailwind Create as well as the blogs and products dashboard to show you the difference between made for you and do it yourself when you are creating content inside of Tailwind. So without further ado, let's hop right on in. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you're inside of your Tailwind dashboard is locate the Tailwind Create tab. So that's right here on the left-hand side. Now you can actually get into the Create functionality within Tailwind using the Products tab, using the Blogs tab. So if you do have the blog dashboard or the product dashboard inside of Tailwind because you have an upgraded plan, then you can also get there that way. But we're going to start with the way that most people are doing this, is not just through this Create tab. Go there, and the first thing that I actually want you to start with is setting up your brand settings. So inside of Tailwind Create, we're going to navigate over to brand settings, and we are going to fill in all of this information. Do your brand information, your fonts, your colors, and then I actually need to do a logo update on mine. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull in my new logos that don't include the word Pinterest marketing on them because I had an old logo that included that on there and I don't want that anymore. So then we're just going to add those, however many you want to add. It doesn't look like you can actually do it in bulk, but it does look like you can do this fairly quickly. Now you want to add all the variations of your logo because the designs are going to change. The background colors are going to change, and you want to have options as far as your logo goes. I would suggest making sure your logos are transparent background and that there is no color behind them. That way they work really well with the template design. And then you're going to go to the design gallery, and we are going to pull up my blog. And we're going to find a blog to actually create some Pinterest pins on. So this one here, and we're going to paste in the URL. And then it's going to start to pull in text and branding and then also photos from the website. Now you can also upload photos. So I actually have photos on my computer that if I wanted to use those, I could alternate in some other photos. So let's just say I wanted to use one of my headshot photos instead. I can upload a photo here. It will apply it across the template options here so you can see that those are now updated. Alternatively, if you don't want to use images from your blog, let's say you don't have brand photos like what I have on my website, then you can also use stock photos. So you can search the stock photo library by searching for whatever term you're looking for. So let's say it's woman at computer. This is going to pull in all the free images, and you can select more than one that you can now utilize. Now you might recognize some of these, like this is a really commonly used photo on Canva and Unsplash, and it's pulling in copyright, approved images for you to actually use in your photos. So choose however many of these that you want, and then you can see it's starting to update them across the templates over on the right hand side. And now you have any number of photos. So let's actually talk about these post types, the photo count, and the categories. So post types, if you click on any one of these, it's actually going to change the images down below in the Create tab to whatever that platform is. So if I were to choose Instagram, for example, it's going to pull in all the information I've already given it, and it's going to pull through templates that are specified for Instagram. I can now toggle this to stories, I could put this to pins, I could put this on feed posts, and I can really quickly edit any number of settings on each of these and then push these out to my drafts. So let's actually just stick with Pinterest pins in this example because that's what I do for a living. So we have all of our different images. Now let's actually just begin to look at the categories. This is the last thing I wanted to talk to you about in the menu settings. I think photo count is pretty obvious. Either no photos, one photos, multiple photos, or any number. So these could be just color background with text on them, or they could just be images. So in the categories, content specifically is like a blog post. So let's actually filter into that because that's what this is. This is a blog post. It's going to pull through templates that Tailwind developers have specified for a blog post. And then I want to actually pop over to the text and just take off my brand name on the end. And then you can add additional text on here if you want to. So you can see how that now has updated. And if for some reason your branding is not applying, then you can come in here and you can force it to apply any number of these. I like what it has so far, so we're just going to stick with it. So let's say we want to select some pins now. So we're going to select this one, and then it says deselect. We're just going to select a number of these pins. Some of these are actually really decent design-wise. There's just a few changes I probably would make if it were me. You can select 5 designs at a time for each idea. So I've hit my 5 designs, so I'm going to click Review Designs, and I don't need the tip on my screen, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then I'm going to, oh, look at this. If you hit post types, it will tell you all the different post types that you can select right away. So you could actually make a post for all platforms, for all variations, so like stories and feed posts, right here inside of post types. So if you were to open that up and select them, it will then add those to your queue. Okay, so I want to edit this one slightly. And let's say I want to change the image there. I'm going to go back to photos, and I'm going to go to upload photos, headshots, and let's go with this one. It's going to upload it over here on the side. I can kind of edit that around. Now, I actually just want to get rid of myself. So let's say I want to get rid of myself, and let's add this girl back on. So you can see how easy this is to navigate. Like, this is a really easy platform. If you are a beginner or you're really not sure how to start creating Pinterest pins, this could be a really easy way for you to get started making pins without having to buy any other software or any other templates. And now over here on this menu for edit image, I want to send this image all the way to the back, but not quite behind the background. And then let's say I want the background color to change to be one of my brand colors. And then I want the font to change to be one of my font colors. And that is pretty much in line with what a lot of my pins actually on my Pinterest account. You can see that these look similar to what I already have going on. Like this example right here is a 1 photo image with text on the top. My branding is on there. I'm using the black background. And then if we were to pull through some other versions, you can see this kind of has an image inside and then text on the bottom with a call to action. I've got some plain background. I have some photo background with photo over the top. So it's very much in line. So I'm going to click save and go back because I like that variation. And then what I would do is I would continue through making any other edits. So I actually don't prefer to use white backgrounds at all for my photos or for my pins. So what I would do in this instance is just pop through and change some really simple things like that. I would get rid of this line. I don't think that is necessary. Okay, so I'm going to make a tiny tweak to the text here to make the lines more kind of evenly distributed. And then I can click save and go back. Now, something else that you can do that I want to call out is if you like any of the templates that you have chosen, you can actually add them to your favorites, and you can use those templates frequently if you would like to. You can also favorite them here, right on the image itself in this design gallery, or if you open it up as well. Now, alternatively, if you wanted to use a different color palette, you can do that really quickly. So let's say you have 2 color palettes in your brand, you could switch between them. This is actually super helpful if I were to use one of my clients as an example. She has about 15 different color palettes within her brand based on all of her product lines. So this would be really easy for me to switch between those color palettes, and it would do it automatically. I don't actually need to do anything beyond that. So that's actually super helpful. Now what we're going to do is we are going to deselect the ones I haven't edited because I don't want to take forever, and we're going to click schedule designs, and it's going to say which Pinterest account do you want to go to. Then click confirm, and it's going to bring us to scheduling. So at this point, we obviously need to optimize these images with a pin description. And I am, as always, going to use Tailwind Ghostwriter to do this. So we are going to just quickly, again, paste in the URL of the blog post because it seems to have lost that in translation. And then I'm posting about informational content. And then I'm going to put in a few keywords. Now what I want to do, now I have unlimited AI credits because of the plan that I'm on. However, if you are not on an unlimited credit plan, I want to encourage you to use one of my little tricks. And that is if you are creating a Pinterest pin for multiple images for the same URL, you're going to use your Ghostwriter credits to actually use all 3 credits. So it's going to create 3 variations for you. What you're going to do is in your Notes app, in a Google Doc, in your Pinterest system, if you've bought my Pinterest system, for example, you're going to take these and you're going to copy them out. In this instance, we're just going to go ahead and open up this design, and we're going to use option number two, and then we're going to copy out option number 3. Now, I don't like emojis and things like that in mine, so I'm going to just change this. And then I'm also going to change the title because I don't like the title on that one. And I need the URL for the bottom one, so we're going to go ahead and click Save Details. We're going to grab the URL for this bottom one, and now both of these are optimized fully. So we have a title, we have a description, we have a pin URL. The only thing left that we need to do is the alt text. So Tailwind actually has an alt text generator. If you go to tailwind.com/marketing/tools and choose the alt text generator, you can actually generate alt text for the images. Now, I have not downloaded these to my computer, so I can't actually pull the alt text from the actual images, but I can screenshot them and I can drag the screenshot in. And that also works just fine. It's going to read the image, it's going to pop out a free alt text for you, and I'm just going to click copy, and I'm going to paste that in that box, and I'll do the same thing with this one. All right, now that we are fully done, we actually need to schedule these Pinterest pins. So I'm going to go ahead and find the boards that I want to schedule these to. And you might be asking yourself, well, how many times can you pin the same pin in the same week, in the same day? How many different variations can you do? So here's what I do. For each time I want to make a pin for a URL, I'm making a unique image, and then I can either use AI to help me create content as in the form of a pin description and a title, or I will reuse the title and description, just making a new image pointing to the same URL. Now, I don't want you to get confused. It's a unique image. I don't care about the pin copy as much. That's all I want you to know. And then what I want you to do is choose the date that you want these to go live. And I want you to space them a minimum of 1 week apart. So if this one's going out the 4th, then we want the second one to go out on the 11th. And I want them to go to different boards. So this one's going to Pinterest Marketing Tips for E-commerce, and this one's going to just Pinterest Marketing. And then I'm going to click Schedule Post on both variations. I'm going to pop back over, and you can see I now have a pin for the 11th, and I have another pin for the 4th. Now, I want to show you another way you can get into this create system. So let's go to the blogs dashboard. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring up all of my most recent posts. Now, all I need to do is either come through and check the box on all of these to create social posts, or just check the box for the one. And then I'm going to choose the made for you, and I'm going to let it create images for this. And I'm going to uncheck this image, and I'm going to drag in another image that it can use, and it's pulling all the images from the blog. So I'm gonna just drag in another image for it to use because I don't want it to use this cover photo. This is really just for Facebook and Twitter if we were to share content to those platforms. Now, once it's uploaded, you want to select the photo and it's going to unselect this one and we're going to click create social posts. It's going to go through and it's going to pull in all the different accounts that you can create social posts for. And I'm going to change this one to my Heather Farris. And then it says Tailwind is making my posts for me. Okay, once the posts are done, you're going to select the ones that you want to work on. So we're going to click this one, just the Pinterest pin, and we're going to click Edit Schedule. And then you will be taken to the Edit Schedule screen. Now, the reason I did not want you to go this route first is because you don't really have the option to edit the made for you posts, not the ones where it actually says made for you. So I wanted to show you this as a backup. So if you want very little editing to be done on the content, then you can go ahead and use the made for you. Now let's go back to blogs and just choose a different one and click create social posts, and we will do it ourselves. Then click create social posts, and you can see here it's not taking you into the create tab. It's literally just pulling the images from your blog. So this is not using the create feature. I wanted to show you the difference. The create feature with the most control is inside of the create dashboard. The least control is inside of the blogs or products dashboards, and those you cannot edit the imagery at all. You can only edit the copy that goes with it. And that's it. If you want to view those favorites of any templates that you've created in the past, you can come in here and you can see those favorites. And then if you were to paste in that URL again, and here, you can have it just make pins based on your favorite templates, and you don't have to go through the entire design library to choose a bunch of them. So what I would suggest doing is take a test run with one blog post, filter through a bunch of different templates, get yourself 15 or 20 different Tailwind Create templates that you can use regularly, add them to your favorites dashboard, and then just work out of this favorites dashboard. That way you have a lot less filtering to do. You can even edit these templates to be once you get the pins in here, you can edit the templates to be what you want them to be when they go out. But up to that point, these are just the base templates that you can work off of. And it's definitely a lot easier than filtering through, let's say, hundreds of different designs inside the design gallery. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I will leave you creating your pins inside of Tailwind Create. Now that you know how to use Tailwind Create to design your Pinterest pins, maybe you have inputted your branding, you have created a few favorites in your design template library, whatever you've done so far, I hope that this helps you to achieve faster and greater success with your Pinterest marketing strategy. If you need more Pinterest marketing support or help, head on over here and watch these videos, and I will see you right over there.